My name is Brando Benifei. I'm 29 years old. I am a member of the European Parliament, elected in Italy at the last European elections in May, and I'm now a member of the S&D group, the Socialists and Democrats, and also part of Employment and Social Affairs Committee and Foreign Affairs Committee. And also a member of the delegations to the Palestinian Legislative Council and the Central Asia countries. My main topics of activity now as member of these committees and of those delegations is the welfare and jobs for young people, youth guarantee, welfare systems, Eurozone, fiscal consolidation, and also Middle East and East-West relations, talking about foreign affairs, and also digital agenda. I'm quite a nerd of the computers, and I've also this work to do for my group on analyzing the possibilities of job creation and job destruction through the digital agenda. So these are my main focuses, and I'm also vice president of disability intergroup and youth intergroup. So I tend to focus also on those two issues, youth policies and disability policies, things that I've been working on also when I was a local elected person in Italy. Well, when I was 16 years old, I was involved in school politics, we can say, like demonstrations against a government that was not investing enough in education in my country, and through that I got involved also in more youth movement and party politics over the years. So I must say I started from school. That was my first political experience. Then I got also more linked to party activity, and I started dealing with European issues quite early because I was involved in my youth movement of the time, the Young Left, as in the department working on the European issues. So I had the occasion to visit the European Parliament a few times, and also at some point I became the vice president of the Young European Socialists for 4 years. This was an experience that led me to many activities in the European institutions, and I must say it was a very good training also for what I'm doing now as an elected person in the Parliament. It was, as I said, through my political activity in the school. But then, when I was at university, especially when I was an Erasmus student in London, I had a similar experience to the Youth European Parliament. I was a participant in Model United Nations, that is a simulation of the United Nations in my university in London, and it was very interesting because it was a way to understand how the UN were working. So I've not been involved in something regarding European or national parliaments like that, but I understood from that experience that these kind of simulations are very good, very interesting to learn how the institutions work. Sometimes, unfortunately, we don't learn enough about the institutions and their influence on our lives in schools, in education facilities, where we should learn more about these things that are influencing our lives of young people. Well, for sure, I have a different perspective and also a different way of doing politics. I mean, I'm connected more with the people of my generation, with the voters. I use very much the direct means of communication through the internet, through the social networks. In general, I think I'm more accessible than many other senior colleagues to the general voters, to the people. I think it's a more informal way of a relation that is typical of a younger generation of politicians. Also, I think I have a special care for the young people needs and interests. As I said, I'm focusing so much on youth issues because I think our generation should not be a lost generation. It has the right to have a future. And so, for example, now I'm a rapporteur for my group for the pre-financing of the youth guarantee up to 1 billion euros. There is a proposal that we want to very quickly push through the European Parliament and to get it into force, into functioning, to increase the money that is put by the European Union for 2015 for the projects regarding youth guarantee, because in some countries there are problems in finding the money to quick start the project. So we want to help member states and also to avoid member states to have excuses not to push for the projects that are needed to create jobs, to make the young people meet potential employers and to complete training. So for this topic and in general all the youth policies, I think I am, together with other young MEPs, on the forefront, because I think we need some special attention for the young people that risk in Europe to be a lost generation, and they don't really deserve that. I think we deserve a good future, and I'm working for that as a member of the parliament.